Hello Inspirational A, this is going to be my long-awaited review of NXT Florida. I think it's NXT Florida. No, my bad, Orlando. Obviously I do apologise in advance, this is way later planned than I'm doing it. I was planning to do it a lot earlier than this, obviously the day after WrestleMania or a couple of days after WrestleMania. But the matter of fact is my internet got cut off, which you can see all that sort of stuff of why I've not been uploading videos on my Where Have I Been blog. So check that out if you wonder why this video took so long. But in short essence, my net talk got cut off for not paying the bill. Pardon me. Straight away I'm going to say this was better than WrestleMania by far. And like I've always said, if you want to see wrestling and see what real wrestling is about, watch NXT. Especially this pay-per-view was out of this world amazing, a wrestling classic. So, like I said, if you want to see what wrestling is all about, don't watch WrestleMania, watch NXT. Their pay-per-views are just better than WWE any day. I've said from ages NXT is the better brand, and I still think NXT is the better brand. So anyway, let's start with the first match. Sanity versus Ty Dillinger, Kaosona, Ruby Riott and Roderick Strong. Straight I'm going to say it was a good match, backwards and forwards. Everyone had their moment in the match to shine. I think Ty Dillinger had a bit more of a push in the match, but that's because I think he's being pushed as one of the top talents of NXT. Plus there's rumours he was going to be going up to SmackDown or Raw. Obviously, if you know Kaosona from the indie scenes and he's got a big fan following, I can see why he is a good, decent wrestler, and his kicks are powerful, and his elbows. Ruby Riott, don't know much about her, and Roderick Strong again. If you watch Ring of Honor, he's got a very popular background for a lot of very popular in the indie scene and Ring of Honor. A lot of people follow him. Sanity, I think together they've proved why they are a group not to be trifled with. They put on a good match. Eric Young, I've always thought is a good wrestler. Not a amazing wrestler, but a good wrestler. And like I said, overall, it was a good match. Everyone had their moments to shine. It was pretty obvious Sanity was going to win, because they needed that big pay-per-view in to solidify themselves as a group you don't mess with. And I'm not really bothered they got the win, because it was a decent enough match to put that to the side. Aleister Black versus Andre Amoris. Again, this was a very good match. It could have been better, but I think there wasn't that much chemistry between Andre Amoris and Aleister Black. Or there's a couple moments where you can see they slowed down or botched up a little bit. But I was very impressed. I'm not surprised Aleister Black won, because it was his first match, his first pay-per-view match. So I'm not surprised he won, and I do think he could be a future champion in NXT. And he showed me enough to make me a fan of him, or starting to be a fan of him. I've always thought Amande Ormas, sorry if I'm butchering his name, but hey ho. I've always thought he's a decent wrestler, and I think he will eventually get called up to WWE, SmackDown and Raw within the next year. So it's a decent match. NXT champions, the Authors paying for DIY and a revival. Straight away, match of the night. This match in particular, if you want to see what wrestling is about, or tag team wrestling, watch this match. It was unbelievable. It was a masterpiece of wrestling, to be honest. DIY, I've always thought they're a good team. I've always been a fan of theirs, and I think they will be future WWE Tag Team Champs. And I think they will win the NXT belts again. The Revival, again, I've always been a fan of them. No flips, just fists. It suits their style. You know, they try and cheat to win. They do dirty tactics and little cheap shots and dirty tricks here and there, but I think as a team it suits them, and I am a big fan of their team because they have got good moves and they can back up the wrestling in the ring. Authors of Pain, I'm not a fan of the tag team. I'm not surprised they kept the belts and won the match, because they've only just become champions, and I think they are being pushed to be the big monsters of NXT and the future champions. Well, they are champions, but champions for a very long time. But they showed me in this match that they can sell moves and they can put on a good match. Like I said, don't get me wrong, it doesn't mean I'm a fan of them, because I'm not. But they proved to me in this match they can take hits, because they took a lot of hits. They can sell the moves, because they sold the moves pretty well. And that they can put on a decent match when the right people win them with them. So, the best match by far of the night, and like I said, if you want to see what wrestling is about, watch that match. All three of them teams put on an amazing show and made the match a masterpiece. And I'm not surprised, like I said, the Authors main one. NXT Woman Asuka versus Ember Moon. This is the only match I was disappointed in. It was okay. Don't get me wrong, I've seen much rubbish women wrestlers. Not wrestlers, because they are both good wrestlers, but much worse wrestling matches than this. Asuka, I've always been a big fan of her. I think she's a very good wrestler. Ember Moon, I'm still trying to figure out whether I like her or not as a wrestler. I think she's okay. She showed me a little bit, but nothing to get me too excited. Her finish is good. Top rope jumping stunner. But for the build-up for this match, you would have thought they would put on a better match. Don't know, it's a bit... The match itself was a bit slow, a bit boring, and not much to it. Which, like I said, is a surprise, because Asuka can put on a good match, and I expect Ember Moon can. But for women's wrestling, this wasn't one of the greatest matches. And I didn't like the ending either, because I think Asuka, obviously, they're trying to turn her heel by the looks of it, because she's getting a bit cocky and saying no one could beat her because she's held the belt 318 days or something like that. Which is fair enough. I suppose anyone would get cocky after having the belt for that long. But I don't know who's going to beat her, to be honest, because I thought Ember Moon was going to be the one to beat her. Or Mickie James, but they both didn't, so I think it's going to take someone very special to beat her and throne her as champion. And when they do beat her, I think it will be either when she's on her way to SmackDown or Raw, or she's only got a couple months left in NXT and she's going to be going to SmackDown or Raw. But it's going to take someone special, because I thought, like I said, Ember Moon, but it was an okay match. On to another good match, probably the second best match of the night. NXT Champion Bobby Roode versus Shinsuke Nakamura. Again, I'm not surprised Bobby Roode won, because there was rumours way before this match was booked that Shinsuke Nakamura was going to SmackDown or Raw. You know, I'm not surprised he has been put to SmackDown or Raw that quickly, because he's a very good wrestler. He's had a good run in NXT. And it's, you know, I'm not surprised how fast Bobby Roode's won the belt either and kept the belt, because he's, again, a good wrestler. Like I said, it's very backwards and forwards match, very good. The ending was very good. A top rope DDT move, top rope spinning DDT on Shinsuke, and it looked painful, to be fair. So did the first one he took. I'm surprised Shinsuke Nakamura didn't hit his finisher much. He only hit it once and it went properly. It's a knee version of it, not the kick, the kanshai or whatever he calls it. So, you know, apart from that little moan, should I say, of him not hitting his finisher at least once, or he did but an alternative version, apart from that, it was an amazing match, backwards and forwards. Like I said, second best match of the night, and it doesn't surprise me Bobby Roode won. I'm not really fussed he won either, because I like Bobby Roode the wrestler. He's one of the few powerhouses I like. Batista I did like back in the old days, powerhouse. Bobby Lashley's a decent powerhouse wrestler. There's Samoa Joe's a good powerhouse wrestler. There's a few good powerhouse wrestlers left nowadays that I like, but Bobby Roode's one of the favourite ones. So overall, like I said, it was an amazing pay-per-view. If you want to see what wrestling is about, like I said, watch this NXT, not the WrestleMania. So that's me done for this video. The next video I would be doing is an Injustice 2 stream session tomorrow. Probably another hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 characters. And I'll be streaming Watch Dogs 2 next week. And I'm going to be working on my raps some more. this week or next, probably tomorrow and next week. But they'll be dropping in the next couple months, 5-6 months. I'm playing with them. Like I said, and Watch Dogs 2 stream session next week, and Injustice 1 this month. Tomorrow, ready for Injustice 2, which comes out not 3 weeks now, I think 3 weeks, yeah, something like that. And then Crash Bandicoot, which I'll be streaming that as well. So I hope you enjoy this review. If you disagree with any of my comments, don't be scared to say. And I will see you later. Inspirationally out.